Hello, and welcome to the Spectrum of Risk webinar. During this webinar, we'll be taking a look at resources and programs available to assist individuals and families facing varying levels of poverty and homelessness in Hancock County. These programs offer support to individuals who are experiencing poverty for the first time as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as for those who have faced ongoing financial instability. Before we dive into the programs available, I'll give a little more information on what the spectrum of risk is. The spectrum of risk defined in this training refers to the relative risk for experiencing homelessness that someone may face. The first is low or at risk for homelessness. These programs aren't necessarily catered to individuals who are on the brink of eviction or foreclosure, but do have financial needs or instability and could use assistance with accessing a higher quality of day-to-day life. The second category of medium risk or facing homelessness of programs and resources to those who have an imminent need for financial assistance, whether it's due to job loss, significant decrease in wages, or a need for more affordable housing. Finally, is high risk or experiencing homelessness. These programs are specifically for individuals who are currently facing homelessness and need immediate support. The categories for programs and resources have been broken down into four additional subcategories. The first is housing assistance, second is food security, third is employment services, and finally miscellaneous. With that in mind, let's begin. So the first resource that I wanted to point out was the ERA Call to Action Rental Assistance Toolkit. This toolkit provides stakeholders information to share with renters and landlords regarding the rental assistance finder in the form of curated messaging for social media, emails, flyers, and so on. If you click on this link, you'll be taken to the CFBP Rental Assistance Finder. This website offers people assistance with being able to find help with covering their rent and utilities during the past year and a half or so of COVID. In order to actually be able to access the different assistance programs in your area, you would first just need to go down and click on the state you live in. So in this case, we live in Indiana. And you can also choose to narrow results by county. So we'll click on Hancock. And it'll show you the results for all rental assistance programs in your area. In this case, there's only one rental assistance program in Hancock County, and that is through Indiana Emergency Rental Assistance on indianahousingnow.org. So you would just click on that, and it takes you to the rental assistance portal. One thing to note is that the rental assistance portal does not include individuals who live in the following counties, but since this webinar does focus specifically on Hancock County, this doesn't really affect the residents who are likely to be your patients too much. So you can click here to apply. You can also access a vendor portal if you are a landlord or utility company that needs help because of the lack of payment collection. And then this website also offers a whole host of other resources and helpful information and materials that we can go back and look at later. So now let's actually look at everything that is included in the spectrum of risk matrix. So starting from the top, we'll look at low risk programs. And these, once again, are for individuals who are at risk for homelessness. And then we have the categories of housing assistance, food security, employment services, and miscellaneous programs. So starting in the housing assistance category, let's talk about what is available for homeowners or prospective homeowners. So the first one we have is from the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority. And this page just helps individuals to find different programs for home ownership assistance. So there are down payment assistance programs that can help those who don't have the typically recommended 20% down payment necessary for buying a home. But some of these programs can help to pay a portion of down payment assistance as long as a person meets the required qualifications. In the case of the first place program, there is a requirement that a person is just a first time home buyer unless the property is located in a targeted area or a qualified census tract. It needs to be an FHA 30-year loan, and they also have to have a certain credit score and a debt to income ratio of less than 45%. There's also the Next Home program, and finally the mortgage credit certificate. So I included this resource as a way to help those who are currently renting but want to be able to take that next step and become homeowners, but don't necessarily meet some of the criteria that most mortgage lenders would require. And this is also considered low risk on the spectrum just because there's not necessarily anything indicating that they could be facing poverty or that they may be facing homelessness if they do not get assistance for homeownership, but there is some level of financial need that's being demonstrated. So I included this as a more low risk program. Next, we have medium risk, and this is the Housing Choice or Section 8 voucher program. So if you click on this link, it takes you back to the IHCDA. But now, instead of talking about homeownership assistance, we will be talking about Section 8 and what this is. So the Housing Choice Vouchers is a program that provides eligible households with vouchers to help pay the rent on privately owned homes of their choosing. A family receiving a voucher must pay at least 30% of their monthly adjusted gross income for rent and utilities, and the vouchers are generally administered and can be applied for through local city housing authorities. So the Section 8 program gives people a little bit more flexibility in terms of being able to get some sort of government assistance in order to pay their bills every month, but it allows them to have a bit more freedom of choice as to where they live instead of living in designated apartments or houses. And then finally, in the high risk category, for those who are actually experiencing homelessness, we have two different resources listed here. So the first is homelessness assistance from the Hope House. And the Hope House is located in Greenfield, and it's both a homeless shelter and a thrift store. And on their website, you can find the phone number, the address, as well as being able to find links to their social media to stay up to date on information that they might need to send out on really a quick notice. So if you go to the about, there's the what we do section. So they do have the criteria for admission. In order to be able to stay at the Hope House, a person must agree to remain drug and alcohol free. They must have a solid connection with Hancock, Shelby, Rush, or Henry County. They must have the ability to gain and maintain employment, have no prior or current charges of violent or sexual offenses, and it's important to note that domestic abuse situations will be referred to other shelters. There's also an FAQ list for anyone who's seeking to be able to stay at the Hope House. And there's also a little bit of information about the thrift store that they run alongside the shelter. And then if you go over to the Hope House thrift store section, you can find information on the operating hours as well as donation hours for anyone who wants to donate gently used, new, or vintage goods. So the Hope House in Greenfield is the primary homelessness assistance resource that's available to individuals in Hancock County. The second one I wanted to discuss was the Homeless Veterans and Families of Indiana program. So the HVAF is an organization that helps homeless veterans to be able to find housing and to be able to really improve the situations that they may be in. So they help fight homelessness with housing, employment, pantries, as well as outreach work. There's information regarding the contact info if you want to get in touch with the HVAF. There's their phone number, their hours of operation, as well as the address of their office. So if you go under our mission, they give a little bit of information on each of the 4 categories: housing, employment, pantry, and street outreach. So first is housing. The HVAF provides temporary housing for more than 120 veterans each night. There's also affordable permanent supportive housing for 47 units, as well as short-term rental and utility assistance for veterans and their families. And then if you scroll down, there's information about the type of housing. So there's transitional housing. They have rapid rehousing programs that offer rental and utility assistance for anyone who is currently homeless or facing eviction, permanent supportive housing. And then there's just a little bit more information available, including some YouTube videos about some of the veterans who have gone through their programs and received assistance, and then information for anyone who wants to make a donation or become a landlord partner. You can also find additional information on employment opportunities and pantries. So employment services, workforce development, the Vet Works program from the Lilly Foundation, and the Bob Woodruff Foundation. And they also have a pantry that's available Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:30 to 2:30 with gently used clothing, hygiene items, and food available for veterans. Moving back up the spectrum of risk to low risk, we'll take a look at food security. There is only one program that is available for food security in Hancock County, and that would be the Hancock County Food Pantry. Their website, again, offers pretty much any and all information that you would need to know regarding where their pantry is located, what the food distribution hours are, what the food donation hours are, the location. So this is once again in Greenfield. And there's also a newsletter that you can sign up for to get more information on anything that's going on with the Hancock County Food Pantry. So if you go up, you can, under the who we are, you can find more information about the actual pantry itself, the different programs they offer, including a Christmas basket meal, the Backsack program, Gleaner's mobile food pantry, and a milk purchase program. And then you can just get information regarding how many people are served, how many families are assisted every year. They've been serving an average of 649 families with food insecurity, including 181 seniors every month in 2013. And the numbers have increased annually and are significantly up since 2008. And they estimated that they've distributed about 800,000 pounds of food. So again, information about food distribution hours right here, where it's very easy to see. So they're open Monday through Thursday, 1 to 2:30 p.m. and 5:30 to 6:30 on Mondays, 9 to 10:30 a.m. and 6 to 7 p.m. on Tuesdays, and then 7 to 8 p.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays. In addition to accepting donations for food and also distributing food, they also take and distribute non-food essentials like toilet paper, soap, toothpaste, essentially any non-edible basic household staple supply. There's also information about their mobile pantries from October 2021 through to October of next year. So you can find all of those dates as well as their locations here on their website. Next, we have the medium risk for individuals who are facing homelessness, and this comes from the SNAP program. Here you can find a link to information about the Hancock County Division of Family Resources. SNAP program doesn't have an office of its own, but because it is ran through the Division of Family Resources, any sort of benefits like SNAP, TANF, Hoosier Healthwise, and Medicaid can be applied by coming to this office. And here is the address as well as the phone number and their office hours, which are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And if an individual needs the actual SNAP application, you can find it through the FSSA benefits portal. If someone needs assistance with cash or the SNAP program, they can just click here and apply for SNAP. And then they would be prompted to either log in if they've already used the portal before or register. In addition, the FSSA website is a great resource because you can also use it to apply for healthcare coverage, check your case status, report a change, and then there's also links to information about My Healthy Baby. And then FAQs can be answered here as well. And again, links to anything that person might need. So if someone needs to have an application mailed to them, or if they want to print one, they can do that from here. They can get their questions answered about whether or not they're even eligible for different benefits, and then they can also check their case information on here as well. There's nothing down here in the high risk category, so we can move on to the next one, which is employment services. And this is provided through Work One of Central Indiana. Work One has different regions that they operate through around the state. Hancock County happens to be in Region 5. And they have offices in Anderson, Franklin, Greenfield, Lebanon, Noblesville, Plainfield, and Shelbyville. Essentially, all of central Indiana, minus Indianapolis, operates under Region 5 of the Work One program. There's information that is very easy to find because it's in this large red button here on COVID-19 information. There's also information regarding the Lost Wages Assistance Program, unemployment, and then additional information in Spanish. Next, the website actually breaks it down to make it a bit easier depending on what category you would fit in. So you can click here for job seekers to get information as a job seeker. So anyone who's about 18 plus. Then there's information for young adults who are looking for a job, as well as for employers. You click up here, there's resources that are available. So it offers national resources as well as state resources. And some of these include Next Level Jobs Indiana, Indiana Career Explorer, Indiana Career Connect, and Indiana Career Ready, amongst others. Another helpful thing that the website offers is different disability-related resources for anyone who may need them. So if we go back up and click on job seekers, we can see that Work One really just helps individuals who have employment needs to learn about the job market, where they want to work, as well as they can be referred to different job openings that matches an individual's interest, skills, and experience. There's also information regarding job skills training and veteran-specific programs. Next, going down the spectrum of risk, we have unemployment insurance and unemployment resources and assistance. And this comes from the Indiana Department of Workforce Development. So this website is full of information for anyone who needs help applying for unemployment assistance or unemployment benefits. So similar to the FSSA portal, it's a really good one-stop resource that can answer most, if not all, of the questions a person may have regarding getting unemployment benefits. And then there's all of the links depending on what a person might need. So a person who wants to search for work can do that on here. If they want to file for unemployment, they can. If they need a Spanish handbook, that's available. If they have a frequently asked question that they want to find a quick answer to, they can find that here. Payment options, forms and downloads, and video tutorials on how to file are all available on this website. And then there's also information for employers as well. And then there's also assistance resources regarding reemployment and just additional employment assistance needs. Again, nothing down here in high risk. So going back up, we'll just look at the miscellaneous category of different programs that are offered to individuals who may have additional financial need. First, we'll take a look at legal services through the Neighborhood Christian Legal Clinic. The Neighborhood Christian Legal Clinic offers low-cost legal services to individuals who couldn't otherwise be able to afford legal help. They offer legal assistance for a variety of topics, including immigration assistance, tax assistance, housing, and so on. And they offer the resources to individuals living in pretty much all of central Indiana, including Marion, Hamilton, Hancock, Johnson, Hendricks, Shelby, and Boone counties. Information is also available in Spanish as well. And the website just goes into more information regarding current clients, foreclosure prevention assistance, links to their social media, and helpful information by topic, resources, flyers, and different health and public benefits information, flyers, and infographics. They also include an upcoming events section that offers information on different upcoming events that may be of interest to some of their clients. And again, you can see Facebook Live recordings, helpful information, flyers, and so on based on a variety of topics, including taxes, unemployment benefits, housing, family law, immigration, wills and estates planning, and expungement. Next, we have information on Medicaid. So this website offers information regarding pretty much everything that a person would need to know about the Medicaid program in Indiana. That includes information for Medicaid members or those who are applying to become members, providers, and for business partners. If you click on the members button, you'll be able to see pretty much all of the information that a person may need to have access to, and all of the questions that they may need to have answered should be available on this website. So you can screen yourself for benefits to see if you qualify. There's an FAQ section that will be coming soon, but there's also different phone numbers to call in case a person may need help selecting a plan. There's also links to the websites for each of the different insurance companies that are partnered to provide healthcare. So a person can find information about their plan on here. And then, of course, there's information about getting coverage. So applying for coverage, finding a Medicaid provider, applying on the federal marketplace, getting their rights and responsibilities, an authorized representative form, and so on. And then up here, you can see that there's different information for children, pregnant women, adults, the aged, blind, and disabled, for communities, different programs that are available, and then, of course, applying for coverage and finding resources. Next, we have the Healthy Indiana Plan, or HIP. So again, HIP comes from the Indiana Family and Social Services Administration, or FSSA, and this website, similar to the FSSA portal, makes it pretty simple for a person to be able to find out if they're eligible for HIP, as well as to apply for or manage the benefits that they have. Another thing that I really like about the HIP website is the fact that it makes it pretty easy to find out what the income stipulations are. So individuals with annual incomes up to $17,780 may qualify. Couples with incomes up to $24,043 may qualify. And a family of four with an income up to $36,581 may qualify for Healthy Indiana Plan. Then there's the phone number for asking questions and finding out if you're eligible to participate in the HIP program. And then there's additional flyers and access to resources, including the waiver extension from 2020, workforce bridge proposal, and a serious mental illness waiver proposal. And then finally, in the low risk spectrum, we have the Child Care Answers. We have Child Care Answers from childcareanswers.org. This website is a great resource for anyone who is in need of finding quality and really affordable childcare in their area. It's available in both English and Spanish, and they help families to look for quality childcare, preschool, and school-age programs. Their services are free and accessible to all Central Indiana families. In order to provide the most current information, their database is updated every 6 months to reflect the most up-to-date rates, services, and hours. In order to access the list of child care programs, people have the option to connect with the organization via email. You can also call or just search online if you know what sort of criteria you're looking for. And here is a listing of some of their partners, which include the FSSA, Early Learning Indiana, Child Care Resource and Referral Network, and the Child Care Resource Network of North Central Indiana. There's also information and resources and articles that go further into the importance of finding the right childcare. So there's information about paying for childcare, choosing care, and the types of care that are available, as well as a little flyer or handout that has information about factors to consider. And then information about upcoming events and workshops that they have. So the next one will be November 4th from 1 to 1:15 p.m. So this website overall is a great resource for new or soon-to-be parents who are still working and need help to be able to find quality childcare near them and to be able to tailor it in a way that makes it easy for them to find what services are best for them. They can start by clicking Find Childcare. It would take about 5 minutes to do this brief survey or assessment, and a person would just have to click Start and go through and answer all of the questions. And now the final resource we have is actually a full-on amalgamation of different resources, and this is on the Department of Workforce Development website. And it's just a listing of other assistance programs. So this is a great website to keep bookmarked because it offers pretty much all assistance and resource programs in the state of Indiana that could come handy for anyone who needs it. A lot of these resources are available, but not many people know about them because they're unfortunately not very well marketed. You can just go through this website and click on any of the links to be redirected to each program's specific website that they have. But there's a list in alphabetical order, and there is the name of the resource. So the first one they have listed is 211, but then it also includes a brief description of what they offer. So 211 is for assistance with food and clothing, mental health and addiction, healthcare, housing and utility assistance, education and employment, children and family, and tax assistance. So pretty much everything a person can call 211 and get information on resources for just about anything that they may need help with. But then there's childcare resources, e-laws advisors, food stamp program, Head Start, information about COVID, Medicaid and Medicare, and so on. So again, a really great website just to keep bookmarked because it really does have pretty much all of the programs that a person may need here in one convenient location. And that was the final resource available for residents in Hancock County. Thank you for watching the poverty assistance and homelessness resources. And that concludes the Spectrum of Risk webinar for Hancock County resources and available programs. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this webinar useful. Bye.